Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, my friends? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm unemployed, and we're talking about the big leap.
Here
Let's
we go.
You guys, what's up? Technically, I am unemployed. I'm self-employed. That's right. And we're talking about the big leap today and our process and our journey and how we actually got there. And today, mark it. Today, 3/2/21, March 2nd, Tuesday, is my first official day of not having a real job.
Real job.
So I was at my job for 10 and a half years with a bunch of the same people for 15 plus years. And I left it yesterday, you guys. I left it. And it was really hard, but it was like 2 years in the making of a lot of praying, a lot of thinking of like, oh, geez, is this going to work? How's this going to work? We're going to make it work kind of thing.
Right.
And it feels,
Burn the boats.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a post on that this morning. And if you want to take the island, you got to burn the boats. Guess what? I'm on the freaking island, and I'm looking at burning boats way over there. See that river over there?
Yeah.
A half a mile away?
Nope. Yeah.
That was our boats.
All right.
They're burned.
I don't think it's a river. I think it's the ocean. But
Whatever
anyway,
it is.
Yeah, so we're talking about the big leap, our big leap, and sort of what we're doing now in the world and all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just wanted to jump in here and talk about, if you haven't read the book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, that is where we're talking. That's the energy that we're talking about, because that's
Right.
the book we got this from. But yeah, this is a big deal for us, where this podcast started as like a side passion project thing, just a way to share helpful things for couples, and now it's totally become our world, so it's very exciting.
It's become so much of our world that I actually left my job, right?
Which is
Traditionally,
crazy.
Melanie has been a stay-at-home. She's worked her butt off, stay-at-home mom. I've gone out and done stuff, but now I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is the job. This right here, creating content, coaching, high-performance marriage coaching. This is our job. This is our bread and butter. And this is what we love to do. In The Big Leap, Gay Hendricks also talks about your zone of
Genius.
your zone of excellence.
Oh, yeah.
But then one above that is zone of genius, right? And all the time we get stuck in the zone of excellence. We're really good at our job. Nobody else knows how to do it. We've been there for a long time. People like us. We're proficient. We're efficient. And we add a lot of value, right? We're in our zone of excellence, and that is what keeps 8 billion people in the zone of excellence, right? And that's a good place to be. I was there. I mean, obviously,
it's terrible.
It's paid for, our lifestyle, houses dripping in Gucci.
Right.
No, not that. But it's provided for us as a family, right? 3 kids, our family, for a very long time, and it's been great. I have zero regrets. But I felt a stirring in my soul, in my spirit, in my heart of like, there is something else that I want to do, right? And for a long time, my zone of excellence was my zone of genius, which was really cool because I built so many programs and touched so many lives and all that stuff, and it was really awesome. But I think that you can outgrow your zone of genius.
Oh yeah.
Or morph into your zone of genius can become your zone of excellence, and then it's your responsibility to identify that and go, okay, going back up to the zone of genius. And I don't think that's where we are now.
Right.
And I have such an amazing level of confidence, not cockiness, confidence in we're at the right place at the right time. This is where we're going to be. Do I know the future of that? No. Do I have expectations? Absolutely. Right. And it is kind of scary too, which is good. So
yeah, I think it's great. I like what you said so I'll clarify a little bit. What your zone of excellence is, like you said, something you're really good at. So for me, a zone of excellence is like singing or teaching music. Like I can do that really well. I could do it forever, but it's also like there's a tiny micro slice of it that is not fulfilling to me. It does not like give me zest.
The jazz.
I need the zest.
The zest.
And the zone of genius, on the other hand, is a little bit beyond. It's sort of stretching you beyond what you're used to. It's sort of uncomfortable. It's a little bit scary, but it's also the thing that like gives you the total amount of zest you could ever need.
Like lemon zest, and it's all about citrus, right? And other people talk about the flow state. When I was in the band, I used to be in a band, right? And on stage was so awesome. I would just lose all track of time, literally forget where I was, and everything was muscle memory and like heart memory, like playing a full set thinking, okay, I don't know what just happened, but people are yelling and screaming and they're loving it. And it's awesome, right? And that's called a flow state, or get fresh flow. Thinking of a Beck song there. And a flow state. And when we do coaching and when we're creating content and we're building things, that is a flow state.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's funny. I think that too, whenever we get on client calls, individually or even together, it's total flow state. Like it is the most, like it's not, okay, just real talk here.
Real talk.
When you have voice students or like clients sometimes,
Uh-huh.
you're like, oh, this is going to be the worst. Like sometimes it's just really hard because it's your zone of excellence. It's not your zone of genius. But with clients, it's our zone of genius. And you're like, bring it. And every time the hour goes by like that. And you're like, what the heck do we even do? And you like can write up their action plans. Like it's like invigorating. And I think that's crazy. It's very much like flow state, being on stage and singing and or drumming or whatever.
Mean, there's been podcast episodes, more of them than not, where
45 minutes goes by in like 8 seconds.
What just happened, right? Or times especially, man, I get in this so crazy when I'm on stage at a conference.
Oh, like speaking,
like either the main speaker, because I've done a lot of that, just individual speakers, or when it's of course you and I.
Right.
It's like, boom, let's go, and time goes by like that, and that it is that flow state. It's that zone of genius to where almost a bunch of other folks talk about. Sometimes the work or whatever the work is just like flowing through you. You know, like Gabby Bernstein talks about that. David Metzler talks about that. Ed Milet talks about that. And sometimes you might get this during intense exercise too, a runner's high, stuff like that. And so we had to jump on in the moment. It's March 2nd, the day after I quit my job.
Well, this won't release today, but
still, people will know when it is. What do you think about it? Hold on. Before you answer that question, sorry.
Okay.
I said, yep. All right, walking out the door. Stop. What are you doing?
You're pushing me out. Look, split it on the skull heads here. It drives me bonkers. I turn around and I'm over here and you're going, the flow state is this. And it makes me want to scream.
I'm in the flow state. Shut
Apparently. Okay, what were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh, so yesterday was my last day in the office. Well, I cleared out my desk, blah, blah, blah. And I was walking out of the thing. I was like, whoa, this is the last time I'll open and close this door. That's crazy.
Right.
As an employee, right? And then sitting in my truck in the parking lot, I just texted you, hey, sitting in the truck. And you said, you got this. This is your big leap.
Mm-hmm.
And even just you saying that made me go, oh my gosh, she's exactly right. And then also, oh my gosh, how supportive you were in that.
Right.
But just reminding me of that and supporting me in that it made it like, hell yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Hell yeah. Let's go. And I really thought that. And hopefully you saw that like when I came home yesterday and then just today.
That needs to be a podcast that we talk about. Just the support of a wife. Like a supportive wife can change your life. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's another thing, dude. So we talk about the repeat after me intervention oftentimes. And I texted Melanie. I said, hey, I'm on my way home. I'll text you when I'm coming down the driveway. I want you to meet me outside and make it special. Right?
Because it was your last day
Because
at work.
it was the last day of work and everything. And, it's like you just had a bunch of emotions, and it would really have sucked balls if...
Oh, my gosh.
It really would have sucked if you were just, like, tending to kids and let the normalcy of everyday life, like, oh, I got to go grocery shopping, or the dog puked, or the kids are fighting and stuff. I just walked home and like, hey, it's my last day of work. That would have sucked, right? And sometimes we do that. But the point of this is I want to draw real attention around the intention of that. I knew how I would be feeling, right? I was feeling awesome. Of course, there's some sad memories and stuff like that. When you're at a place 10 and a half years, you have obviously hundreds of relationships. So I was in my feels, right? Just in a normal way, like, oh man, this is crazy. This is great. This is what we've asked for and looked for. And also, oh, it's sad, right? So I was in the correct headspace to be there, right? So I'm acknowledging that, going, all right, what do you want, Seth? What do you know? What do you want? And what do you know would be good for you right now? Oh, let me think of that. So I didn't just white knuckle anything. I said, hey, girlfriend, this is what I want.
Right. And you would
greet me at the thing.
Right. And
that'd be great.
Normally would have white knuckled it and been like,
absolutely.
Oh, I don't want to say anything. She'll think it's dumb or she won't do it anyway or whatever. So it's very important that what he's saying is he did the repeat after me method. Essentially, he said, please meet me at the door with the kids when I drive in the driveway.
Right.
It matters. And so it's funny that you said that because the whole time before you sent that text, I was like getting the kids together, getting them writing notes, right? Like writing the cards we wrote to you. But I was like, I don't know how to make this special. I literally was like, I don't know how to make this special. I don't know when he's going to be home, but I want to make it special, but I don't know when he's going to be home. So if he comes home, I might be out here editing or whatever that looks like. So it was beyond helpful that you said, I will text you when I'm about 3 minutes away from the house, have the kids ready. And so then that was I knew I had time. I knew I had enough time from the time you sent that first text to the 3 to 4 minute line to make a sign. So we made a sign as a family and held it up and danced in the driveway. And
I turned on some Viking metal and did a donut in the yard. It was awesome.
Yeah, we filmed
well, it wasn't a donut proper.
I didn't want
to tear up the grass. But here's a nugget from that. Oh, wait a minute. Telling your spouse what you want and what you need is a favor to them.
Yes.
And it is helpful in getting what you want too.
Right.
So in that, I know you're really good at telling me what you want. Oftentimes, sometimes you're not so good at it because it's just whatever prickly sometimes. But more often than not, 95% of the time, hey, this is what I need, this is what I want, right?
Right.
And I am not good at that. Hashtag Enneagram 9. But getting out of which I'm not using that as an excuse.
Hashtag excuses.
Right. Hashtag
what I was going to say.
I'm not labeling myself or using that as an excuse. I'm knowing that as knowledge and about the 50 billion other things that I'm trying to learn about myself and then leveraging that knowledge into something useful, into something that works for me, works for Melanie and our family, right? So telling your spouse, your partner, what you want and need is a real darn favor because it made it easier for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's essentially gave me like permission because at first I'm like, he's not going to care. So it let me know, I don't think this is dumb. Do this thing, right? Go like make it a celebratory thing. So that was really helpful. But I do want to get back to the topic of the big leap and talk about sort of from our perspectives, how a big leap has manifested and how it feels inside of you and why it's important to think about this. And for both of us, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like I was sort of, when I was creating the podcast in the first years or two or whatever, like I knew there was something more I wanted to do. Right. I knew that I'm like, it was more of a feeling. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it would be coaching.
Where did you feel it in your body?
My heart.
Really?
Yeah, my heart. And it just this like.
Your aorta?
My aortas. We're throbbing.
Whoa.
But I would feel it with a sense of like, there's something more. There's got to be more. I know I can do something more, but what the crap is the more? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I read The Big Leap, which was recommended to me from Dan Purcell, the guy who is our app developer, who is wonderful. He's been on our show. But Dan Purcell recommended The Big Leap. And I'm like, this book is amazing. It helps you understand that you do have more. There's more in there, but basically the whole world is like, don't do more, do less. More is scary. More is dangerous. Don't like sell your car and do coaching. That's dumb. Do less. And
you can't do that.
We literally did that. We sold a truck to do coaching. Like that's a big freaking leap and it's scary. And
we sold more than the truck.
Yeah.
I cashed out an Roth IRA, which you're not supposed to do. Clearly, I know that. So no DMs about money stuff.
Right.
But we sold a truck and cashed out a Roth because coaching was expensive for us, and we knew that it would be absolutely helpful. Right.
And there was, so just sort of in general, there was this feeling of like, I can do more, I can be more, I can lean into this more, it can become something more. I believe in whatever that is. And that was the feeling, and that was why we decided to read the book and do all the things that we've done, because we've literally, like, no one in my family has ever done this. Like, this is not something that we've seen modeled. We don't know how to do this. We're just trying, and we're watching Kev on stage and Miss Kev on stage do it, and they have Maseratis and, like, Joshy just bought a Tesla.
What?
Yes. Anyway, so they are our inspirations for big leaping. And we just want to talk about it. And this is what we're doing. Seth is now working from home, which this is our home. This office is in our home. It's in a shipping container.
Right. Yeah, but it's awesome. And we made it in expectation and in a vision. Well, not like a vision, like a trippy kind of vision, which are great. But like we visualized it, right? And our good friend Paul Vetter, who is awesome, said, all right, I challenge you to build out that shipping container by this date and have this budget.
Right.
And I said, you got it, my man. And we did it, right? Yes. We absolutely did it. And we're here now. So if you have any questions about coaching, email me at coaching@anatomyofmarriage.com or hello@anatomyofmarriage.com, or go to our website and click on that tab and schedule a 30-minute call. I swear to G, goodness, by the way, I swear to G that coaching is one of the best things that we've ever done. We went through the coaching process. Right. We put down a bunch of money because, again, you got to have skin in the game. You don't do big things without feeling some kind of pain, without feeling some kind of recoil of like, I'm too comfortable, I'm not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And that's just bullcrap excuses, right? And we decided we're not going to do that. We're not going to live that way and had this process, right? So coaching is huge. We do high performance marriage coaching for couples who know there is more. Me and you have even before I married you, I was like, the woman I marry has to have in her heart to want to do more. Right. We're not going to just be the normal couple of whatever, which is fine. People can do that. I don't care. But that wasn't for me. And I knew that it wasn't for you. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So doing coaching helped us get to our zone of genius. Mm-hmm. And it's not an overnight thing. For some people it is. For us, it wasn't. It was this podcast is about 4 years old. It's a process, you guys. But you're not going to do it by yourself. You think you can. Oh, I can do this. I'll read this. Blah, blah, blah. You have to have a coach. You have to have high accountability. Mm-hmm. You have to have someone to kick your ass a little bit. Like, dude, no, that's bullshit what you're thinking. You're not paying me so you can say that over and over, the same thing that you've been saying for the last 10 years that has you stuck, right? Mm-hmm. F that. Coaching at anatomymarriage.com. Just go to the website right now and click a call because spaces are filling up fast, okay? So obviously, I get really intense when I talk about coaching because it's intense. It's like hitting the zone of genius. Right. The Zog.
Step into your Zog,
Where's your Zog, bro? Just put some Zog on that, man. That's just a point. Like, tell me one of the things that coaching helped you do. Like, we did coaching, like a big 90-day push, and then we did continuous coaching for extra stuff. And how did that help you? How have the other mastermind groups that you've been a part of just like kick you into that gear? Right.
I think a lot of it is accountability, having someone who goes, oh, I know your plan. You said this was your plan. Are you doing it today? Did you do it yesterday? Are you doing it right now? Mm-hmm. That is immensely helpful because I think for both of us, there's so much going on in our world. We've got kids, we've got dogs, we've got a house, we're trying to do the business. Like we're traveling to see your family. There's just a million things. It's never easy. And so to have someone walk beside you and say, like literally hold up your own goal sheet and be like, you said you wanted to do that. Are you on this one or this one? Like, are you stuck here? Let's figure that out. And knowing that someone was in your corner no matter what, like knowing that I could text our coach and be like, dude, I don't know how to do this, or I'm really stuck on this, or do you know somebody can help me do this, was and is amazing. Like there's no better feeling, excuse me, than knowing that you've got someone in your corner anytime you need them. That to me was one of the most helpful things. And then also knowing...
I think I've said this before, but one of my past clients who was amazing, I love him, he said to me, you know what? Coaching feels like I'm sometimes walking in the desert I know where I want to go. It's way over here, but just imagine like in the Sahara Desert or something, like a bunch of sand dunes. I'm walking through the desert, but you're way over here on a high dune, just kind of like looking down on me kind of thing of like, oh, yep. He can look up, hey, dude, am I going, like, give me some feedback here. I'm like, you got it. You're good.
Does he also say that you're standing in the middle of the camera and your wife is being pushed off to the corner? Does he say that too?
I don't think he says that. Interesting. No, he never said that.
But the other thing I like about...
that idea of having someone in your corner available, accountable. It's phenomenal.
The other thing I really like about coaching that I feel like is even better than therapy ever was or whatever is that knowing that you have someone to be accountable to. Right. You have someone who's also kicking your butt because as a wife, it's like that's part, that's 99.999% of why wives go to anything with their husbands is like someone else tell them what to do.
Right. Well,
right?
that can be on the other side too.
Right.
Right? Because there have been times when you're
sure,
like,
but it's not.
You're tripping here, lady. I can't tell you.
Tripping bacon.
Oh, God.
You're
That's Anatomy of Sex, not Anatomy of Marriage.
But that to me was one of the most helpful things with coaching is knowing that like, if you fall short on your end of the bargain, essentially, I am not going to have to get mad at you about it. That's what Cody's for. Like,
that's right.
So he'll call you.
Yeah. Like the pain that you feel, Seth, okay, say that I wasn't doing something that I said I would do, or wasn't like just, I wasn't on top of my game, right? Hey, Seth, I'm not going to stress about that.
Right.
You have told your coach all these same things. He's going to ask you about that. I'm going to let you sit in the uncomfortableness, the discomfort of having him say,
it's like third party.
Bro, what are you doing? Right. Yep. And as a man, I've had my ass handed to me
several times,
maybe twice by our coach, once by a counselor, and I think probably once your dad too, right? And this makes a difference. This isn't your dummy friend down at the bar who's like, "Hey, bro, what you doing?" It's not that. That's a friend relationship, which we all need them. That's great. But a coaching, therapist, mentor relationship is someone that you've hired, someone in your life that you respect, that has gone through this stuff and knows what to do, and they're going to keep you accountable for it. When I got my ass handed to me, that hurt. I was embarrassed. I felt foolish. It was a wake up call for me to go, oh man, I can't. No, there's no wiggle room out of this. I can't.
Right.
I can't. Right. So email or go to the website, click on the schedule a call. I promise you won't regret it. We'll jump on a 30-minute call and find out if coaching is right for you. And with most of our clients, they're like, yeah, let's do this.
Right.
Sold, because I want what you're talking about, right? And another thing, if you get a coach or in sports or anything like that, or say a financial advisor, I'm not going to take advice from a broke college student in debt that has $10.83 in the bank.
And a bike.
Right? I'm going to go to somebody older, to somebody wiser who has done this for a long time, and you just look around and go, wait a minute. I see the fruits of your labor. Okay, man, can we chat, right? Or fitness advice. I'm not going to go to someone who's 5'4" and 386 pounds.
5'4"? That's not anybody's.
It's like a short dude.
Oh my gosh, that was the worst.
Anyway, I'm not going to go, or a nutritionist or whatever, right? I'm not going to go to that person for the kind of advice I'm looking at. So we have been through this stuff. We've been married, 16 years, 3 kids. This is what we do for a living, guys. So if not us, somebody else, right? So go to coaching or email at coaching@anatomyofmarriage.com. Anything else on the big leap?
I just want to apologize on behalf of my husband for saying something about short people. That was rude.
My grandma was short.
Your grandma was not even 5 feet tall. So eat it. Your mom isn't either. Shame on you. Anyway.
I'm short too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
It's even weirder. Yes, so coaching is important. And again, we just wanted to share sort of our big leap and our journey and what we're doing and why we're passionate about it. We really, really care about marriages, about relationships, about like leveling up and all of that stuff. So, and one thing I want to sort of speak to is if you have that feeling inside of your heart, like, I know there's something more, whether that's your business, your relationships, your parenting, anything, you want to become an author, you want to switch careers altogether, lean into that. Read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. There's an audiobook version of it. You can get the physical book. He even has a podcast, The Big Leap podcast. He does it with somebody else. I don't know the other guy's name.
Right.
But lean into it. Don't ignore that need, that feeling
that calling,
of there could be more, or I know there's more, because you never know what's on the other side of exploring that. But it's terrifying. Just so that you know, it's terrifying.
Growth comes in the acknowledgement of, or acknowledgement and acting around discomfort, right? Anything that I've ever done that's been worth a hoot has had some discomfort around it. Oh, I'm nervous about this. I have anxiety. I'm doubting myself or doubting the process.
Right.
But I leaned into it. Like, man, it is so worth it. And if you're hearing this and saying, oh, they're just talking about coaching all the time, I want you to...
Eat Duke.
No, hold on.
No, I'm going to say, eat Duke.
Well, you can eat Duke, but I want you to think about that and go, what is coming up for you around that?
Right.
What's the thing below the thing below the thing? I remember I would listen to stuff like this and go, oh, great, so, it's commercial.
Right.
No, it's not a commercial. Well, sure, we're telling you about it, but obviously we're telling you about it because we're passionate about it, because we've seen the change that it brought in our lives individually, marriage-wise, for 100% sure, and
our clients.
And the clients' testimonies that we get. You know what I'm saying? So if this seems like a commercial to you, again, Eat Duke, a.k.a. what Melanie said, and lean into that a little bit. Go, okay, wait a minute. What do I actually think about this growth process, and what are they triggering for me? I'm not uncomfortable. I'm fine with my zone of excellence. Okay, that's fine.
Right.
But just look into it more. Challenge it, right? Get out of your comfort zone, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's funny thing to think about. It's like all we want for people, like Eat Duke, it's a commercial all day long. Who cares? You know what the benefit of this commercial is? Your entire life changes. Your children's your relationship with your kids is better. Your sex is better. Your finances.
Want better anything? Do you want better everything?
Yes, I do.
Good. Read a book.
That's it? Okay. Great
No,
speech.
that's basically what we're saying, right?
Yes.
So it all depends on your mindset. And man, we're super happy to share about the big leap. Obviously, we'll talk about it all day, about getting out of your comfort zone. You can't, your dad says this, you can't jump a chasm in 2 steps.
Right. Got to take a leap.
You got to take a leap of faith. Just like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
You ain't got to tell me. I know it.
I know, that's all you think about. Anyway, we love you guys. If you got any questions, email hello@anatomymarriage.com. And also share this episode with someone you think might benefit from coaching, might benefit from reading The Big Leap or having a growth mindset. And go to our website, thestudleys.com, and click on that coaching call right now. Schedule it quick, guys. All right. We love you and talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.